Hey everybody, my name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Welcome to your Coltrane Tuesdays for this, the 12th day of May in the year 2020. I know that you probably had forgotten that. I know I did. Thanks very much for joining us. We're going to do some not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. We're going to play some songs of my choosing. We're going to talk about some fun things that are coming up. For those of you who may not know already, let me give a quick overview of how exactly the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game works. People who are live online with us right here will be able to chime in with their song requests, and I will have to respond to them in some way, shape, or form or manner. If the song that's requested is one that I know, I will go ahead and play it. If the song that's requested is one that I kind of sort of know, I will figure it out right here in front of you, and we'll see how it goes. If I do not know the song at all, I have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That is how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. Hey, we've got some people joining us already. My mom is watching. Hi, Mom. We've got Tom Cooney and Leon Bonham, both longtime friends of the show, and we'll do some cool stuff. So thanks very much to all of you who are checking this out, and we will go ahead and get things started here. Once I imbibe just a bit of water there. All right. We're going to start off with a song that I'm not sure I've ever done on the webcast, which is kind of surprising considering how long I've been doing this. And I definitely haven't done it this season. I've talked fairly frequently on the show here about the work that I did with my songwriting partner Jonathan over the course of many years, starting when we were in high school and continuing through the time we were in college. When we were done with our undergrad, we went in separate ways, and we stayed in touch. We were literally moving to different parts of the country, and so then I was like, okay, I've got to figure out how to do this songwriting thing on my own. This song that I'm about to play is one of the first ones that I came up with in that time. It is called 29 Steps. See how it goes. It's 3.5 hours past midnight. 2 gunshots resound somewhere out in the night, and 3 stories up, I lie wondering which one of our neighbors just died in this fight. I've lived here for just about 10 months with my husband of 2 years in July, 20 miles north of Washington, D.C., half a world from the lives we've left behind. It's 29 steps to the sidewalk, 17 more to the street. It's just an old 3rd floor apartment, just 4 rooms, my husband and me. It's a 20-minute walk to the library. 11 of us meet there 3 times a week. For 5 months we've been learning English from 4 volunteers who are teaching us to speak. The green card allows just 1 worker, so my husband drives the 1 car that we own, and I've got 6 books and a TV, but it's still 5 hours until he comes home. And it's 29 steps to the sidewalk, 17 more to the street. It's just an old 3rd floor apartment, it's 4 rooms, my husband and me. And it's 9,000 miles to Sri Lanka, but it feels like 4 or 5 million to me. I just have my time with these 4 walls and a 7-minute walk to the laundry machines. In 3 months it'll be August, She's lived inside me 6 more. With each one of her kicks, I can feel life expand. This is my world, apartment 304, with my 29 steps to the sidewalk, 17 more to the street. It's just an old 3rd floor apartment. 29 steps to the sidewalk, 17 more to the street. It's just an old 3rd floor apartment. Just 4 walls, my husband, my baby, and me. There you go. The song is 29 Steps. There's a rule I held myself to in the writing of that. You can probably figure out what it was. I'll take your guesses in the comments as to what was the arbitrary restriction I placed on myself with the lyrics of that one. Inspired mostly by my across the hall neighbor from that time, colored a little bit also by my own experiences whilst I was living in that particular place. So there you go. Thanks very much to everyone who is hanging out online with us. Let's see some, hey, we've got, oh, thanks very much. Tom Cooney, also a wonderful singer, songwriter in his own right, and as part of the Acoustic Blues Project, Tom Cooney with his kind words about that particular song. Tom should mention also that Tom has a webcast coming up later, I think later today, right? I believe he does that on Tuesdays, Songs for Prometheus, where he's been doing 3 original songs every day. So Tom, if you'd like to throw up a link to that, by all means, you're welcome to. And I should also mention, Tom and I have been going back and forth with what I've been calling the Tom Cooney Songwriter Challenge, where we each give each other songwriting prompts, and we have to respond to those. We agree that this year we're going to do them quarterly, and I'm not sure that we've given each other prompts for the current quarter that we're in. So Tom, if you have a songwriting prompt for me and you want to throw it out there right now, that's fine. If you want to take a couple more days and figure something out that's even more clever, that's fine too. By all means, let me know. So let us talk about things that are happening. Coming up momentarily, we are going to play probably 2 rounds of the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. So if you are working on your song requests, or if you're unfamiliar with how the game works, let me mention that to you first, and then I'll talk a bit more at you while giving you a few minutes to throw in your songwriting requests. The way the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game works is as follows. People who are live online with us give me song requests. They give me the name of a song, ideally in the comments, because otherwise if they just think it in their head, I won't have any idea what the request is. If we don't get any requests, I can go into the backup bag, but given the social distancing we've been doing, that bag is running a little thin, so I'm hopeful people will give me actual requests. If the song that's requested is one that I know, I will go ahead and play it unrehearsed to the best of my ability, but usually they come out mostly okay. If the song that's requested is one that I kind of sort of know, like I knew how to play it 25 years ago, or I used to hear it on the radio all the time, or I've seen like 8 other people play it in front of me in the last 3 or 4 years, I will do my best to figure out how to play it here in front of you. If the song that is requested is not one that I know at all, I have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. And I should mention also that the requirement is that I make up a song. I make no representations about the quality of the song that is created, or any representations about the length of the song that is created, just that it is a song. Something that meets the barest qualifications of being a song, that is meeting the technical qualifications there. So let me tell you about some fun and cool things that are happening up. Steve over at Rock in the Valley, the award-winning Rock in the Valley, which has been putting out streamed content on the web and on Facebook and all these sorts of things for quite a while now. This is a great time to go check out Rock in the Valley if you are not already familiar with them. Steve over at Rock in the Valley approached me about doing a brand new show with Rock in the Valley. We're going to call it the Cyber Speakeasy. The Cyber Speakeasy is going to be right here on Thursday evenings at 7 o'clock. Thursday evenings at 7 o'clock. We're going to have music. We're going to have conversation. We're going to have cocktails, because if it's a cyber speakeasy, there's got to be some beverages involved. So that's going to be one of the things one of the topics of conversation is what my guests and I happen to be drinking. We're going to be bringing folks in over a video conferencing, much like we did at the Come Together show back at the beginning of April. People will be joining me online, and we'll go around the horn, and people can each play a song, and we'll talk about what we're drinking, and it should be a good time. So 7 o'clock, check that out on Rock in the Valley's page on the Facebook. There's an event link that I will be adding in the description if you are interested in tuning in for that. Also, I am going to get this fired up right now. I've been doing pretty much every other week. Been doing Stump the Band do-overs. And I've been letting folks chime in during these webcasts to decide which is the next one that I should do over. So in previous weeks, requests have come in for songs, and maybe some of them went a little sideways. And so these are an opportunity for me to actually learn how to play those songs, as in the famous versions by the performers who did them. And I will lead off the show with that next week, whatever the winner is. The poll: should it be Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer? Should it be Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond? Should it be Code Monkey by Jonathan Colton? I am pretty sure I know which one of these is going to win. I think it's probably not even going to be close, but I'm intrigued to see how the requests come in for that. So please cast your vote in that now. Decide which one of those should be the one that I do next week. All right, well, let's see. Some people have been commenting while we've been here. Let's look at this. We've got Leon Wayback Machine. Oh, where have all the flowers gone? And also Jimmy Crack Corn are Stump the Band requests for Leon. So, all right, those are the first ones that I've seen. Let's see. All right, the songwriter prompt from Tom Cooney for the next Tom Cooney Songwriter Challenge. The challenge is the song should emphasize movement/motion. Oh, I like it. The song has to emphasize movement or motion. Oh, I like. Okay, now and also then I usually, when coming up with a corresponding prompt for Tom, I build off something that's inherent in his. Usually he gives me a word. This time it is a little more esoteric. I like this. So the song has to emphasize movement or motion. I want to figure out what I'm going to challenge Tom with for his. And Leon very clearly voting for Sweet Caroline. Interestingly, we've got a couple votes not for Sweet Caroline. I thought that was going to be the easy winner. So by all means, if you're watching this on the replay, and if you can vote, if you can, great. If you can just post a comment, that's fine too. And I think this means that I now need to do what I can to respond to Leon's request. The request is, where have all the flowers gone? Now, I'm pretty sure I mostly know this. A lot of these traditional, and by traditional I mean written in the 60s, folk songs, I have a pretty simple chord progression, so I probably can figure out, even if I don't know the actual... All right, I think I have chords. I think this is going to turn out okay. I just need to find a key that I'm comfortable singing it in. What key do I... Key of B flat. And the video may have just disappeared. Maybe. I don't know if anyone can see or hear me right now. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. If the feed is still going, send me a note. Let's see. This the computer is telling me. The computer is telling me that it doesn't have any idea what's happening right now. Oh, that's good. Let's see. This may in fact be working. I don't, let's see. Will it actually let me in so that I can modify the, okay, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening right now, but it looks like it's mostly working. It looks like the stream has reconnected. What was happening is that my computer crashed. So thanks very much for sticking with me. I'm not sure if this is actually functional at this point, but it looks like it's working. All right. So all right. So all right. So this is a little weird, but this is okay. We're going to still make it happen because it looks like we were able to come back to the same feed without me having to do a brand new one. People are waving. It looks like people are actually, this is actually happening. So thanks very much for sticking with me, everyone who did. It looks like we still have a bunch of people who did stick with me, which is wonderful. And when we left off, before we were so unceremoniously interrupted by my computer crashing, I believe I was about to play Leon's request for Where Have All the Flowers Gone? And I had just figured out the chords, and I felt good about how that was working, and now we're going to pick this up again. In fact, if you are hearing me, I would love additional affirmation that this is continuing to function the way it is supposed to, and I hope Leon is still with us and able to hear Where Have All the Flowers Gone? Na, na, na. Yes. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Oh man. See, it was going so well. No, so Where Have All the Flowers Gone? Picked. Maybe I'm gonna say okay. So picked by young girls, everyone. Then to say Where Have All the Young Girls Gone? Then Where Have All the Young Men Gone? Then Where Have All the Soldiers Gone? Where Have All the Graveyards Gone? Where Have All the Okay. Try this again. Okay. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Picked by young girls, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young girls gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? married young man, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young men gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young men gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young men gone? Become soldiers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the soldiers gone? Gone to graveyards, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time passing. Where have all the graveyards gone? Long time ago. Where have all the graveyards gone? Gone to flowers, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Sing with me if you can. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Picked by young girls, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Thank you so much for that request, Leon. That was lovely, and I'm really happy. I feel like I was able to do a bit of justice to that one, even though it was unrehearsed. So thanks very much to all of you who are watching. Thanks for everyone who is still able to see us, even though the stream cut out right in the middle. I'm going to talk just a little bit more as I attempt to calm my nerves from unexpected developments here with the webcast. Thanks very much to everyone who is sticking with us and continuing to watch. Additional things to talk about. Okay, so speaking of streaming, speaking of things that have been going on online, I wanted to direct everyone's attention to a really cool project I've been a part of, which debuted online this past Saturday. I've been involved with Touchstone Theater's Young Playwrights Lab, which is a really cool program, and I think many of you heard me talk about it last week. If so, please bear with me while I tell you about it again, because it's just that cool. It bears repeating. It is a great program that's been going on for 15 years now, where teaching artists go into schools in the Bethlehem area and beyond and teach kids how to write plays. It just is a really cool way of self-expression. I've been a teaching artist for, I guess, a little less than a year now, which is really cool. I got to be at a school in the fall and for one in the spring. Ordinarily, the capstone of the experience is bringing selected plays by these kids to life on stage, which is really, really cool. This year we could not get people together in an auditorium because that would not have been safe. So the idea was to bring the Young Playwrights Festival online for the first time ever. I got to help with producing all of the live segments that we did this past Saturday, bringing that together with all the pre-recorded work that Emma Ackerman and all the folks over at Touchstone had been putting together over the past several weeks. I got to perform in several of the productions that we did. It was such a wonderful experience. If you go to touchstone.org, there's lots of information about it. If you go to touchstone.org/YPF-online, you can go, that'll take you right to the replay of the live stream that we did this past Saturday. Last check, it was more than 1,000 views that it had gotten, which is so cool. And it's so amazing to bring the vision of all of these young playwrights to life as part of that. It is also a fundraiser for the Young Playwrights program and all the educational things that Touchstone does. So all the links are available there. Check out touchstone.org/YPF-online, or if you're on YouTube, search for YPF, as in Young Playwrights Festival. Search for YPF and Touchstone, and that should help you find out about the Young Playwrights Festival, which is very cool. Hey, Paul, I'm sure that you were watching with us on Saturday, because Alyssa, who is hanging out with Paul a large portion of the time now during quarantine, was in several of those productions. So that's very cool. Another thing that I will mention, the same thing that I've been mentioning for the past several weeks, is about voting by mail. I think this is a simple message that I can communicate clearly and repeatedly, because we want to make sure that that gets out to everybody. Voting by mail is something that you can do now in Pennsylvania, something you can do in a lot of states. You want to make sure that your voice counts in our democracy, and the best way to do that right now, because we don't know what the heck is going to happen in November, and we don't want our lives and our neighbors' and parents' lives to be at risk when we try to go to the polls in November. So if you can vote by mail and encourage people in your life to vote by mail, that is a really cool thing to do. Everybody here in Pennsylvania got one of these guys in the mail saying, hey, the new date for the Pennsylvania primary is June 2nd, and there's a date here and information about how you can register to vote by mail in Pennsylvania, because guess what? Everybody in Pennsylvania can vote by mail now. You say, hey, I don't care about the primary election because all of the presidential primary races have already been settled. That is true. There are still other races that may be contested where you live in Pennsylvania, and even more than that, if you can vote by mail in the primary in June, that means you're in real good shape to vote by mail in the general election in November. It's a great chance to make sure that you get it taken care of now, when the stakes are maybe lower from your perspective. But get familiar with the process, make sure everything works out, and that you're actually able to vote. You're on the rolls, and the information is going to come to you in the mail in November, or in advance of the election in November, so you can totally do that, which is important. Vote by mail, very helpful. If you think that everybody in the country should be able to vote by mail, I think that's a very reasonable proposition. If you feel that way, that is totally a thing that you can contact your elected representatives about and say, hey, this is a thing that we should implement in my state. This is a thing that we should implement nationally. If you go to the Common Cause website and search for Find My Representatives, you can find phone numbers for your representatives at the local and at the state level, so you can make some phone calls and say, hey, this is something that I think is important because I want to be able to participate in democracy without risking my life during a global pandemic. So, thus ends the civics portion of today's show. And so now I'm going to shift over to another Stump the Band request. The second request that I saw today was also from Leon. It was from, his request says, there's also, so Jacob Henry, who is a tremendous harmonica player with the East Texas Tramps, has a comment that says, Jiminy Boy. I'm not sure if that's a song request. It might be. We also have a request from Leon that says, Jim Crack Corn. So, I'm not 100% sure where all this is going, but I think I'm going to try to merge those. I'm seeing my friend Jonathan is also joining me from Texas. Hey, Jonathan. Jonathan, I believe, had also requested Jimmy Crack Corn recently at a time that I did not get to that request. So I'm going to attempt to mash up those requests, but basically it's going to be Jimmy Crack Corn with some Jiminy Boy and Jim Crack Corn and maybe some other aspects of that. Let's see. So Jimmy Crack Corn would be that's a little high for me to sing it up here. So if I were going to take it down a little bit, I just sang something in that key. If I were going to try to sing it in a key that I can actually sing. Make this slightly easier on myself, take it down just a hair. I haven't heard anything from Leon or from Jacob in a little bit, which is a little uncharacteristic for the two of them. If they are still available to watch, to let me know if in fact that they are able to see me responding to their request, I'd be grateful. Since I have been having some technical problems and I'm not 100% certain that this is actually working, I'm grateful for anyone who is able to hit those reaction buttons and whatnot to be able to confirm to me that in fact this is going out and is in fact visible. So yay. All right, Jimmy Crackcorn. Jimmy Crackcorn and I don't care. Jimmy Crackcorn and I don't care. Jimmy Crackcorn and I don't care. The supervisor's gone away. The words of this song are rather problematic. The words of this song are rather problematic. The words of this song are rather problematic, but they're gonna keep going anyway. I don't know if my stream's still going. I don't know if my stream's still going. I don't know if my stream's still going, but people aren't commenting. Let's see. Jacob was the one who requested Jiminy Boy, right? Jacob requested Jiminy Boy. Jacob requested Jiminy Boy. Jacob requested Jiminy Boy, and this is not that song. But this is as close as we'll get. But this is as close as we'll get. But this is as close as we'll get, so I hope it's good enough. Jacob plays harmonica with the East Texas Tramps. Jacob plays harmonica with the East Texas Tramps. Jacob plays harmonica with the East Texas Tramps, and you really should check them out. Leon requested Jim Crackcorn. Leon requested Jim Crackcorn. Leon requested Jim Crackcorn, and this is pretty close. Jimmy Crackcorn and I don't care. Jimmy Crackcorn and I don't care. Jimmy Crackcorn and I don't care. These words are kind of problematic. There you go, Jimmy Crackcorn. A song with a long history here in this country, and yes, so much of American popular music is entwined with the history of racism and slavery, and it's something that we don't often acknowledge, and it is something that when you have a song like that, just brings it right in the focus, and hey, let's make everybody uncomfortable and focus on legacy here. Speaking of legacy, I don't know any Little Richard songs. But that's another one where, again, this idea of race and class and culture so informed the music and the response to that music. And, it blows my mind that Pat Boone's version of Tutti Frutti was a bigger hit at the time, which is just... All right, so anyway, thanks very much to everyone who's been sticking with me. Thanks very much to Tom Cooney for reporting that the video is still working for at least some of you, and I hope that some of you are able to watch this on the replay, and that some way, shape, or form versions of the webcast are in fact going out to folks. So I'm going to wrap things up today with, if the other thing that would be nice would be if I could actually see the results of the poll, because I have no idea what they are right now. So, and I've been having trouble with this in the past to be able to see what the actual results are. So, again, if people want to chime in with that, if you can see what the results are, that's great. If you want to vote, even if you can't see the poll, if you've already clicked on the X and you don't have the option of voting on that, you can leave a note in the comment and say, hey, this is what I think you should do next as your Stump the Band do-over for this coming Wednesday. Again, the choices were Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond, or Code Monkey by Jonathan Colton. Chime in with your requests. If you are able to vote in the poll, you're more than welcome to do that. Do whatever you want to do to make that happen. All right, so I'm going to wrap things up today with a song that has really been very much in my head recently. I'm like, I really want to learn how to play this song. I think it's been having a little bit of a moment online recently. The band that performed it recently did a socially distanced version from their homes, which was pretty cool and helped a lot in inspiring me to do this. So, it's been on my list of things to learn for a long time. I'm glad I finally took the time to figure out how to do it. The song, I'll let you figure out what it is as I start playing it. There is freedom within, there is freedom without, trying to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come, they go, build a wall between us. No, they won't win. Now I'm towing my car, there's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come, they come, they build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come, they go, to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Never let them win. Can't ever let them. Hey now. Don't ever let them win. Hey now. Never let them go. Hey now. The song is, of course, Don't Dream It's Over by the band Crowded House. Neil Finn as the songwriter. Just such a great song. And, like I said, been something that's been been checking out, been happening recently, and the version of that from oh yeah, so I was listening to a bunch of different versions of that song, including the one by The Head and the Heart, which was one that I was listening to, and it helped influence my arrangement of that. So thanks very much for everyone who was able to stick with this. Tom reports that the current leading option in the poll is "Kiss Me" by Sixpence None the Richer. Go figure. I did not think that was going to be the leader. So if you think that shouldn't be the one that I learned for next week, make sure that you're voting in the poll or leave your notes in the comments, and we will figure out what is actually going to happen next week. Thanks very much for everyone who's sticking with us. My sense is that I've been getting messages from a bunch of different people saying that the feed is working for some people and not working for others. So I'm hopeful that once I'm done being live online, you'll be able to watch the replay regardless. This has been a new experience because I've never had the computer literally crash on me in the middle of the show. So anyway, thanks very much for sticking with me. Thanks for everyone who is trying to be helpful and send messages, even though I can't actually look at them right now. My name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Remember to vote by mail. Thank you to everyone who is checking this out, everyone who's hitting that reaction button, the like button, and the share button so that more people get to see this. Thanks to everyone who's watching the replay of this in one way or another, including that dark space in the middle where there's no feed. And yeah, we're all going to do our best to keep things going forward and coming together. We're never going to let them build a wall between us. I mean, physically, yes, we're going to have walls between us, but the solidarity that we have and the way we can come together despite our physical distance, that's what's the most important, and we don't want to let anybody divide us in those important ways. So thanks very much for watching. Again, my name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you on Thursday evening for the Rock in the Valley Cyber Speakeasy, and I'll see you right here in this space for your next week on your Coltrane Tuesdays. Take care.